Right, so hey everyone and welcome back to another budget photography video. So in one of my last videos I said I'd tear this lens down, the 75 to 300mm, because I don't really use it anymore and I kind of wanted to get another video out of it. Now, by no means am I a professional lens tearer down or anything like that. This isn't a clean room, this lens doesn't really matter to me anymore. So I'm not really going to be looking to, well, put it back together again. Although I am going to move this camera a little bit up. Like that. There we go. And then I think I might zoom in. If it will focus. Will you focus? Let's turn this to manual focus for now. There we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that I can see, and that's a wire. Now this is, I don't even know what size screw it is, it's a really small screw. Can I focus in on it? As you can see, it's really small. There's 4 of them on the main outer plate. No, my hands aren't very steady, to be fair, so that doesn't help with me trying to get the screwdriver in the right screw hole bit. So that's all 4 of the first screws done. I think we'll go for these ones here because these are the ones that we can see. Okay, that one seems to be just going round, and from the looks of things so does that one there. Let's try this one. Yeah, these just seem to be going round and not really doing anything. There we go, we've got some prying room here. There we go. So that was the autofocus button to change it from autofocus to manual focus. So put that to one side and we'll remove this little plate thing carefully. I don't really want to break it, but if I have to, then I have to. So we've got some little wires here that we can just pull out as carefully as possible. I don't really want, I'm just going to take this out of the camera view for a minute. Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to keep this in one piece. So if you look, there we go. As you can see, it's actually kind of like just here. Kind of soldered into place, which is a pain in the bum, but that doesn't really matter. So we'll just loosen that wire, that ribbon cable, and we'll get rid of that ribbon cable, and we'll pull that one out, and this one here as well. There we go, that's now come off. But that isn't coming, that circuit board isn't coming off of this back plate, which means I can't really get to this ribbon cable properly. Let's just pull that out. There we go. So there's one of the circuit boards in the back plate. So that's what connects to the camera and controls the autofocus, I assume. We've got some processors there, and then I don't really know what the rest of it is, I won't lie. So we'll put that to one side. So these are the rest. These are probably circuit boards for the motors. And there's no protection here, so it is actually damaging the lens. quite badly. Let's switch the autofocus back on and zoom out. And then we'll just get rid of every single screw that we can see. So we've got this one here. Another really small screw. That one's tiny in comparison to other ones. So another one here. And then let's get rid of these ones here. Again, that is really small. If I zoom in and try and manually focus that, just look how small that is. It's just absolutely tiny. Another one just there. And I've just lost that screw, so that means we definitely won't be able to put this properly back together again. Now, as I said, I am no lens teardown professional at all. Oh, wow, okay, that was a lot easier than I thought that would be. So that looks like the focusing motor, so let's just have a look at that, shall we? So you can see the actual motor there, and there we go, that's better. So you can see all the inner workings of the lens for the focusing motor. Now we're getting down to the actual optics itself. If I actually zoom the lens, you can see that that piece here, ooh, it's not even in focus. Let's zoom out again. But you can see that that piece actually does move, and I think, okay, maybe not. Oh, that does not sound healthy at all, and there's now nothing stopping that really from just going in and out on there. I can't seem to actually see any more screws, which is a bit of a pain, because it means I might have to actually break the lens, and I didn't really want to break it, but I guess we might have to break it. And I know this lens was never gonna, you know, take another picture, but still would have been kind of nice. Let's just move that out of the way. So yeah, there are no more screws on that. So I guess I'm just gonna have to try and, without breaking any of the elements, try and force it. God, there's probably so many, there we go, so many people in the comments now screaming at me for what I'm doing, but that's okay. So there's the front element. That's the front bit. That's the main bit that you will see. So zoom in on that, and that's the main bit that you will see and use and damage if you end up dropping it. So put that to one side, and then we've got the main tube lens bit that, there we go, that actually moves. And then that's the focusing ring, and then this is part of the focusing system as well. So again, there's still no more screws, which is a pain, because it means that it's just harder for me, and I'll probably have to break more of it. Quite a lot of grease around the zoom ring here. Yeah, definitely grease, which is a good thing because it means it's just made better. So something, what's that? I don't know what that, oh, they're screws. No, that's the tripod. So I've got a monitor just over to my my right hand side, and I can see these 3 little stubs here, and they're actually for the tripod because I can't find the mount for my head down shots. So that's inside there, but we want to go a little bit further than that. So how can we do that? Let's just move it out of the camera. I think I might have to break this a little bit more to actually get into it, but I don't know if I can do that. Let's just... Okay, well I can't do that. I might actually have to go and get another screwdriver, but a flathead screwdriver. Oh look, there's another ring. A flathead screwdriver to open this up better, so I'll be back in a sec. So I've now got a flathead screwdriver to try and pry some stuff out, but I don't really know where to pry, to be brutally honest. As I said, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just prying at it. Let's just put my microphone back on, that would help. I mean, can I have a go at... what happens if I go round here? If I go round there and pulling up. The metal plate there. I tell you what, Canon did build this really well. Like, really, really well. Because I can't go any further from the looks of things. And I did want to actually try and get into the aperture blade so I could show you guys the aperture blade, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Well, what I might do is I might just cut, that's my audio wire, let's move that out of the way. I might cut this off, this grip here, with a knife. So please do not try this at home, I am not a trained professional. And come on, let's see what's under here. See if there's anything there. So that's the grip, we'll put that to a side, and it appears to be absolutely nothing there. So I don't know what to do next other than smash it, which I don't really want to do. If I can, you know, avoid it. Oh, look, I'm touching the elements. Ooh. So many people will be hating on me right now, and I don't care. I really don't. So, I think I might have to get a saw on this, so I'll be back in a sec. So I have a saw, but I don't know if it will do any good because it's actually kind of blunt and not very good. Oh, I mean, there's definitely no going back now because I've just cut into it. Unless I can rip that focusing ring off. Pry that up actually. Something is snapping and I have no idea what it is. Now that focusing ring has just snapped, probably from where I cut it. Oh, that just flew around the room. There we go, and there's a little silver accent thing for the lens. So it is still trying to zoom in and out. Now we do actually have a screw there, so what we can do is just unscrew that, get rid of that. There are more. Oh, there we go. Well, that's the focusing motor. Another screw here. Again, these ones are actually really, really small. If I manually focus that one, look at that. I mean, it's got quite a big head there, but a very, very small kind of part to it. Another screw, same kind of one. Now luckily all these screws have been basically basically the same. Go away. And not really much difference between any of them apart from depth and width of the head. So that's now what happens when you zoom. Nothing really. Still no more screws really. I think we might have to cut into this plastic here to try and get into it. I mean, we have got a little bit of reach around the rim, just there. Quite a bit of room there. But I think that is mainly for protection of the lens in case you drop it. So it's got a little bit of air cushioning, I assume. But all screws, from what I can see, appear to be... Now, hang on. There is something in there stopping this because it does want to come out. But I can't see what it is stopping it. Ow. So let's get this flat head and put it in, try and get it between, here we go, the two. I think it might have been this piece. There we go. So there's another casing with some electronics just there. That's some sort of communication thing. Again, we'll put that aside and we're left with the rest of it. So this is literally basically everything. You can see the screws that were there for the motors to zoom in and out. You can see there's 1, 2, 3 of them. Although that one appears to be broken, that's fine. So let's go and get the screwdriver and we'll unscrew these 2 screws here on the side. Get rid of that. And then undo that one as well. My hands are getting really dirty, to be fair, right now. That's okay. Again, there are no more screws. So they've built this really, really well to just, rely on... There are things just flying everywhere right now. It just relies on the actual fact that it's just together. I mean, this is actually quite a thick piece of metal and there's no actual seams that seem to be holding it together. It's all just internal, which is a pain in the bum really, because it's harder for us to get into, but we aren't really meant to get into it. They definitely don't want us to break into this lens. But I won't be defeated. There we go. What's that? Done. Come on. There we go. Bit of brute strength and braking. I was always really good at this as a kid, breaking stuff, taking things apart and then never being able to get them back together again. So I guess I should do this kind of thing all the time. So you can actually see there, look. see the zoom motor there working. So we've only actually come across one element so far, and that's this one here. That's the, you know, the main front element. So we've got one element out. But the rest of them are all concealed within this little packet here, from about here to here. And there's a little dip here. But again, there are no screws. So, ow, I just scratched my finger. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into this. But let's try another screwdriver. Hang on, I know I keep going away, but I'll be back in a sec. So there we go. So now I've got a thinner flathead screwdriver. What I'm hoping is that I can get it in between this black thing and this big thick piece of metal barrel thing. But I highly doubt I will be able to. Oh, that's me knocking the camera. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to. Although there is another screw I've just seen. Let's undo that. There's another tiny screw. We'll get rid of that. Another one here. Okay, I didn't see these screws. We appear to have actually more screws. Don't know if these will do anything, really. Will they do anything for us? No, not really. It's still all jammed in. Although these have tiny little screws. Can I get this screwdriver in, or do I need a... No, I need a smaller one. Right, I've got one just to the side of me, which hopefully will do it. Maybe not. That is my smallest screwdriver as well. Because we appear to have actually screws. If I manually focus, there we go. So we've got screws that are just there, and there's quite a few of them actually. One there, and I don't appear to have a screwdriver small enough to get into this, but I will keep trying to get into it. And let's see, I think I've got one. Yes, I do. Bingo. That's a good thing. And then we'll try, there we go. You do have to push quite hard on this metal ring into the plastic for it to actually get the screwdriver to get a grip on the screw. Otherwise it just won't grip. I don't think it's going to grip on that one. I'm really tempted to just hit this. I'm absolutely sweating right now. I've got another one, I think. What's not helping is the fact that my hands are all greasy. No, these are just going round. These aren't going to do anything really. So what can we do? Screws just fell out of it. That's a good thing. So another two here. Let's try these two. Do I have this one? I've just noticed this isn't in focus. Can you focus, Canon? Come on, let's set that focus for you. There we go. So I don't appear to be able to grab this screw, which is really rather annoying. There we go. So So these screws, oh, I am bleeding. I do apologise for that. Not really something you want to see when you're watching a lens tear down. Come on. So once you have actually got them, they are a little bit tricky to try and get a grip of, but once you've got the screw themselves, they're not too bad to get out. But it's getting a grip. Oh, that one came out really easily. That's it, that's that one, that one, that one and that one. Yep, they all appear to be, so let's see what... Okay, well we still can't seem to get it out, which is still really, really annoying. Them screws didn't seem to do much. This outer shell is, like, it's really thick. You can actually see how thick that is. If I zoom in again and just focus that, you can see actually how thick that metal is. I don't know why they made it that thick, but they did. So we'll have to deal with it. I might just forcibly, well, let's get rid of that. What else can I do? I'm trying to think of what else I can do to try and push this off, but I think it is actually just being stopped by these pieces of plastic here for the zoom. Ow! Which is never a good thing. But we've got that far. You know what? I'm going to call it a day at that. I'm bleeding really hot and I can't seem to go any further. Sorry I didn't go any further, guys. I'll see you in the next one.